Greetings, webheads, and welcome to episode 5 of Witty Banter, yet another Marvel Crisis Protocol podcast. We are here to help you get better at and have more fun with your Crisis Protocol. I'm Patrick.
Alex.
David.
John Paul.
We're here today. First and foremost, we are at episode 5, which means we are going to be announcing the winner of our giveaway. What are we giving away, and how do we get to a giveaway, you ask? Well, that is a good question. If you are a member of our Patreon, or if you have given us a review and a rating and have sent us a copy, you are entered into a giveaway for fabulous prizes. And gentlemen, what are the fabulous prizes that we're giving away today?
1 box of your choice of X-Men.
Sweet. So in the new releases, right?
I mean, you could pick an old one.
I suppose.
It might be cheaper on our end.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Get one of those eBay specials.
So,
Cable's pretty good.
Cable is pretty good. So is Domino. So we have done our randomization, and Carl Bauman, congratulations! You are the very first winner of our Witty Banter giveaway. We will be in contact with you directly, and we'll get the information from you in terms of what you want, and we'll get your prize out to you. So congratulations, Carl. If you want to be involved with the next giveaway, there's all kinds of different ways you can do that. First and foremost, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/wittybanter. We've got 2 levels, $1, the Itsy Bitsy Spider level, or the $5, which is a Spider Friends level. Each of them gives you different benefits, get different levels. You get priority access to questions being answered. You get priority rosters reviewed. We would love to see rosters that you have that you would like some feedback on, how to make better, ways that you can work with those rosters. Send those in. Anybody can send them in. We want to hear from anybody in the community. But if you're a Patreon, you get a priority bump up to get that roster reviewed. So reach out with that. You can also obviously be following us on our social medias at Witty Bantercast, or email at wittybantercast.gmail.com. So congratulations to Carl, and we're looking forward to hearing from the rest of you. So moving on, we have an event that's going to be coming up sooner than I really realized. Alex, can you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's Bug Eater Grand Tournament here in Omaha. I think this is the 12th year Bug Eater's been going on. But it's a fundraiser for the Millard West High School. We raise money for the high school itself, for their arts programs. The big one was the debate program. I don't know if it's debate anymore that they're raising it for, but I know it goes to the arts, and it's just nothing but good stuff for the actual school itself.
And they make the kids do all the work. They make them serve food and stuff and have them help out.
Yep. So it's all for the school. I appreciate just doing it for the school in general. This year we have 3 events going on. Friday is the team tournament. It'll be teams of 3. I've got it set at max 12 teams. We might be able to do more, but if we get to 12, I'll be happy to begin with.
And is that just basically kind of a standard team format?
It's going to be singleton, right?
Yes. Singleton.
Use all the crisis.
Yeah, you cannot repeat crises, cannot repeat characters, and cannot repeat tactics cards.
And it's a 3-person team?
3-person team. And I'll explain more about the actual process of how it works in person. And then Saturday will be the Contest of Champions. That will be 5 rounds Saturday, cut to top 8 Sunday if we have enough players. And Sunday is the What If event that I like to run. That one is nowhere near as serious as the standard. It's 3 rounds, and I come up with cool things that'll happen during each round.
I mean, I played Dormammu last year, and it was fun.
Yeah,
so.
Like last year, I brought back banned cards that were really, really good, and people had a blast with them. We found out that AMG's reasoning for banning drop-off with cable, because of cable coming in, was a load of crap.
Yeah.
But I digress. And all 3 of these events, for anybody that's worried about it, or, possibly watch some recent games, really big games that happened, and suddenly they were told to stop playing, there will be chess clocks. All 3 of the events will have chess clocks for every round, so everybody will get their allotted 45 minutes. Ticket prices, it's $25 for each day, or we have a bundle price of $60 for the weekend. The dates are May 31st, June 1st, June 2nd, and keep an eye out online on bugeatergames.com for the tickets. They'll be up any day. I want to say any second, but should be here any day.
And the Contest of Champions on Saturday is an LVO qualifier, right?
Yes, it is an LVO qualifier. It was approved to be an LVO qualifier, so you got a chance to just go into LVO with no worries if you win this one.
And we'll be there, and I assume the KC guys will probably be there.
I'd love to see as many people there, to be perfectly honest. This is our 4th year doing it, and I would just like to see way more people come out this time around. Last year was a little rough for us because it was the same weekend as the 40K event, the GW event in Kansas City, so that was a little rough for us.
We do usually get people from out of state. A fair amount of people from out of state, too.
Oh, yeah.
We
Yeah.
get,
We had
the
26
Wyoming
players
guys,
last year, so
we
I was
get-
very pleased.
DeLuca usually comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Deaton comes out.
2 years I've played in it, they've both been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the
And we
two
get the
years
KC.
ago. We got the guys from God, where are they from? Peyton and
Oh,
Arkansas.
The Arkansas
Arkansas,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah. Forgot about the Arkansas
Matt
guys.
Farrar came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't know if we'll see them.
Yeah, probably
Again.
not.
They're really into 40K
Yeah, I
right
think
now.
they're
So
okay.
Yeah.
So wherever you're listening, Omaha's a ton of fun. Come hang out with us. Come hang out with us end of May, early June. Win yourself a spot at LVO. Alex, why don't you give them again the website where they can go get more information?
bugeatergames.com. We'll have all the ticket prices up there. So if you just want to be there for the Saturday Contest of Champions, you can pay for just that day. I would strongly suggest if you're going to be there for at least 2 days, go for the bundle tickets. And try to come out for the team event. I think the most fun I've had was team events.
Yeah, I
Those
like
are
team events,
super
too.
fun.
And I'm assuming maybe we can, if somebody wants to be on a team but doesn't have a team, maybe we can put some people together too.
Yeah, we can put the teams together. I'll give a little extra time for that roster construction because it's at the high school. And the host of the full event of Bug Eater, Tim Royers, he basically gives us the school for that weekend for the most part. As long as we're not obviously destroying the school itself, and we're out of there in a timely fashion, we can make the rounds a little bit longer just to compensate for putting teams together.
And with the ragtag nature of putting a team together, I'm sure there'll be some lax.
Restrictions
For the most
depending
part,
on who
yeah.
has what models.
I'm not
mean,
letting
maybe we
3
can-
Mals on a team. That's not going to happen.
Oh,
I'm
was-
not
he
going to
was-
have 3 Hulks on a team. That's not going to happen.
Well, okay,
No,
maybe
3
Hulk.
Thanoses.
Malekith was nerfed. It's fine.
Oh yeah, what am I saying?
The rules are each Thanos has to be different gems.
Oh, that fixes
It
everything.
fixes all of it.
So if somebody was interested in wanting to come out but didn't have a team, can they just reach out to us at the cast and you can help set them up? Or is it...
Yeah, I'd be able to help set them up. We'll figure something out.
We definitely figure something out.
So come on out. We're a ton of fun to hang out with. I mean, you're listening to us already. You can actually see our faces. Well, maybe that's not a plus.
Price support.
Prize supports. We've got trophies. Last year I did some cool trophies.
Oh, describe the trophy from last year. Last year's trophies were
last
epic.
year's trophy, I was a little proud of that one myself. We made it an old timey the 1950s money bags, from the banks, and because the meme at the time, Rhino, with his robbery card, we made it first place. This is a robbery. plaques on the actual trophies themselves. And I want to do something similar to that. So if there's a meme that comes out by then, I would love to do it. If not, I'm thinking I might do Stanley Cups.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Like a Stanley on a bench with the original items from the original Avengers.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're talking about that 3D print.
The 3D
that
print.
you're looking at, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these are
That was-
just
that was
3D
cool looking,
printed.
though.
They're just 3D printed, so don't get super excited and crazy about it. But it's just
That's
something
like every freaking trophy, man.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I'm like.
At these MCP events, at least.
Somebody's got to come
Listen,
take Deaton's.
Even LVOs are 3D printed.
Somebody's got to come
that's-
take Deaton's crown too, right?
Yeah,
What, 2
Deaton
years,
cannot
2
have
years
it
in a
3
row?
years in a row. But you're right, JP. LVO's trophies are literally just 3D printed blocks. Mine come on pieces of wood with the plaque.
Fancy.
With the plaque.
And prize support, I like to give out just box sets of Marvel. That I can
We had
get
a ton
from
of
them.
box sets last year.
Yeah, we are nice enough to have some local stores that provide prize support for us. I will say, as long as shipping is not delayed for the next release for Marvel, which is Spider-Gwen and Scarlet Spider and the new Spider-Foes affiliation box, they will be part of the prize support. So you can come out and get some free shit if you do good enough.
So come on down and win your own Dormammu.
Yeah.
All right, so we will have all the information, including the dates and the link in the show notes. So come on, webheads, come join us. We'd love to see you.
We'll also have the long shake links in there too.
We'll have the Longshanks in there as well. Anything else on Bug Gear?
Not that I can think of. No.
All right. We'll be talking to you more about that as it gets closer. But
How many players is it?
Contest of Champions is 56, and I kept the What If at 48 if we somehow max out 56 both days, but with the top 8 cut for Sunday or Saturday to Sunday.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then the team tournament, 12 teams of 3, so 36.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So, moving into what's going to be our main topic for the day, this weekend was Adepticon. And so that's obviously kind of one of the first big data points for some of the changes that have happened with the game, as well as just it's a big event within the community in general. And we just thought it would provide some interesting discussion to see where things are at. So I guess we'll just kind of open the conversation up a little bit. What's everybody's first impressions in terms of what we thought about what we saw from Adepticon, what we learned, what kind of surprises that we found?
Guardians of the Galaxy, who the fuck are they?
Well, I think we should start by saying congratulating Quentin for winning.
Quentin, fantastic
Yeah,
job.
the KC guys, they represented. There was 3 of them in the top.
They came to dominate,
Yeah,
and they succeeded.
They had 3 out of the 8 of the top 8. It
3
was Parker, Aaron,
Well, they
and
had
Quentin.
3 out of 4 in the semifinals.
Even
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. So,
Congrats
amazing.
to not only congrats to Quentin, but congrats to the KC team for
Parker, Aaron,
ruling that tournament.
well, and
Even
Aaron
Kenny.
came and kicked our ass too. So
He did, but Aaron's just super good.
yeah, Aaron's super good.
I
Quentin's
think
super good.
Jeremy showed up too. They brought a lot of guys.
Yeah, they did. They did.
They brought Brandon Morris. Probably some other people I can't think of right now.
How big was the event overall?
I think there were 94 players. 94 players.
Yep. First thing that came to mind for myself, and I thought was very good for the meta currently, was there was no I guess Web Warriors being in the top 8 was a little bit. I mean, having 2 players kind of showed what the current meta is a little bit, but I thought the top 8 affiliations, it was a healthy affiliation list. I mean, there was 7 different affiliations.
Well, and I just realized none of the top 8 had Thanos.
Nope.
Not any of them.
There was no Thanos.
There's no Thanos in the top 8.
Was Mal in any of the lists?
I don't think so.
Malhu.
yeah, and obviously no Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Nope. I'm assuming there was a Hulk in there somewhere.
I mean, Avengers.
Yeah.
Might have. I don't think Parker had a Hulk actually. Let me look.
no, he had Hulk.
Yeah, he did. He did.
So yeah, I mean, I think this tournament did a really good job of showing how healthy the meta is currently. The fact that there's 7 different affiliations out of 8 players,
Yeah,
I
Webs-
thought that's really
Webs
good.
was the only one that had doubles.
So there were 14 Avengers players, which was by far the most. The next one was 8 Hellfire. So that's what, like,
It's 22.
60-something% more, something like that.
Well, I mean, we all knew Hellfire's.
Well, yeah,
Hellfire's good.
I thought
right?
Hellfire would be the most played, and Avengers came in with like way more players than Hellfire, which is kind of wild.
It is a little bit wild, actually.
And X-Force was tied for second with Hellfire with eight players, which isn't really surprising to me. I think X-Force are pretty good.
Yeah, that one didn't surprise me as much
Are-
because they're pretty good.
Are we considering X-Force the Kings of Attrition now? Are they the attrition team?
I think Guardians and Inhumans and
Shield's still pretty good too.
Shield's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I think there are a few affiliations that can do it. I don't know if I'd crown X-Force the king, but they're really good at it for sure.
Yeah, they're really good at it. Yeah.
With all the rerolls and Incinerate, they have characters with Incinerate.
They just have a
Yeah,
lot
they've
of.
got, 3 characters that I can think of right off the top of my head that incinerate.
Yeah.
I mean, Cable, Domino, and I guess Bishop if you play him, but like Cable, Domino are pretty freaking. I mean, you play Cable if you're playing X-Force, and Domino's just solid. So.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the characters, man. Well, obviously Bill was most taken because
It's Bill.
Yeah, everybody knows Bill, Cat, Hulk, Rhino, Zemo, Bullseye, Toad, Deadpool. That's a little bit of a.
Well, you got to figure X-Force.
And
Yeah,
Avengers.
and Avengers. And I think Deadpool's pretty good.
Like
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool's going to be in every X-Force roster,
Yeah. One, I just think he's good.
and he was brought 11 times. There were eight X-Force rosters, so 3 other rosters besides those.
Yeah, they brought him. I think
probably Avengers.
Did Parker have him in his Avengers? I think he did.
I think he did because he was running kind of a killy list.
Yeah, he was. He was running a lot of like abusing Roger's leadership.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what you do.
Yeah,
That's what you do.
if you're going to play Rogers, you got to
That's what
abuse his leadership. It just defeats the purpose of playing him.
yeah, you build around that leadership for sure. So Webs were 3rd most played, tied with Asgard
Interesting.
and Spider Foes, which is
That's real interesting. Spider Foes?
Yeah, 7 players each for those. So I mean, I guess I was expecting Hellfire to represent a little bit more, and Webs maybe slightly more. I figured Hellfire would be more than Webs.
Just in terms of affiliations
Player
taken.
count. Yeah, of player count.
I thought Guardians would be a little higher too.
Guardians were
They were
freaking-
way
they
down.
were 6 player. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
there were 6 players. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they jammed Shield in here. So it was Guardians, Inhumans, Defenders, and Brotherhood all tied for 6 players.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do we think that's almost entirely from CJR?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, there's Guardians are still really good. People probably just have sick of the taste of Guardians in their mouths right now.
Yeah, probably.
The Avengers like to stand out to me.
It is standing out to me.
Avengers are like a popular affiliation, but they've kind of taken
They
a
fell off.
backseat in the meta for
Yeah, they
a little while.
they did
Not
take
quite a
backseat
year,
for a bit.
but close.
And usually when Avengers crop up, it's because they're trying to counter the field a little bit with a Sam list.
Yeah.
And I noticed a lot of these had Sam, but like a lot of these rosters still had some form of Steve in it, whether it was Steve 1 or Steve 3.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that a lot of players were probably running Steve 1 and Sam underneath him. 'Cause
Well,
he's really good underneath him.
I did suspect that once CGR got nerfed, that that a lot of the mid-range stuff would come back in. So I assumed Avengers would try to creep back in. I didn't think they would show out, but yeah, I mean, the Avengers are still good.
They are.
So is it at some level, CGR takes a step back, and we don't really kind of know what the next big horrible thing is. So Avengers, since it's just there's so many different options, are kind of like the fallback option.
Well, Avengers have like the ultimate toolkit, right? Like they can
Right.
kind of do whatever.
Well,
they
so
need 'em to do.
yeah, that's true. They are really versatile. I kind of had the idea to make an Avengers list that could play. So I guess right now in the meta, you need to be able to play Ds.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to play Es. You have to have a plan for it. And you have to have a plan for Researcher. So I'm like, I think Avengers are pretty decent at all those. Like, you could make a list that can kind of do all of them, and can punish somebody for drawing poorly into your crises. So that was kind of my idea coming out of LVO, and apparently other people had this idea. Parker had even more. He went even more attrition-y with his version of it.
He did.
I was running hammers, scrolls, and he ran virus and ships. So he had really low scoring, along with researcher.
So what was the winning affiliation?
It was Webs.
Webs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was Quentin.
Okay.
And he's a really good Webs player. Really good Webs player.
He's like almost. I think he's only a Webs player, right? I don't think he plays anything else.
I mean, he did beat me at that one event with Mal.
Cabal.
Oh, did he?
Mal. He had a Mal
okay.
Cabal roster.
I've never seen him play anything except
Yeah.
Webs.
What was the finals matchup? It was Webs against
Shield.
Against Vince.
And
Yep, he dodged. He was lucky enough to dodge that researcher.
Yeah.
An Amazing Spider-Man was just a
Amazing?
tank. He was a tank. Quentin had really good rolls, and ASM with really good rolls is just stupid.
Well, and Vince was like concentrating on him for some reason.
He was trying to. He probably thought like the dice would cool off for something.
Yeah.
It didn't. He threw so many dice into him. It was insane. And then you're just powering him up because he's rolling crits or wilds on his defense roll.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then he like banters your whatever, your trigger, your good trigger. So it was crazy. Even on the marked for death turn, he took minimal damage. It
Wow.
was wild.
Jeez.
That's impressive.
He had fallback, so that
Was he-
that helped mitigate it. So,
He was using Miles' leadership?
yeah. They were playing meteors and
Cubes?
Cubes. Yes,
Yeah.
meteors, cubes. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember because AV didn't flip that mid. He didn't flip
Yeah.
that mid meteor that he needed to flip.
Yeah, that's an issue with AV on that for
Yeah.
sure.
What flavor of Shield was Vince playing?
He was just playing. I mean, the shooty stuff that he'd been
Yeah,
on the.
I would say quote unquote the bog standard
Yeah.
shield. That
He was.
basically-
He's
like Vince kind of invented that. So
yeah, and he was running hella to do for the center steel and to just milk the souls with the grunts.
he had like Bullseye and Fury Junior, Fury Senior,
Yeah.
Iron Man, Winter Soldier,
I
hella
don't think he had
Bullseye.
anybody. I don't think he had anybody that was like I wouldn't have expected.
Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah.
It was basically just wide killy.
Oh, he did have Sam, but
I
Sam
don't
was
think
good.
Sam's weird.
Sam was good.
Yeah.
Sam's good. He's good at chasing like characters that try to run away with objectives and stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, he can give the list some control too if he's trying to slow the game down.
Yeah.
He's good on. It's another answer on
A D.
Well, not only a D but scoundrels.
Yeah, scoundrels.
Right.
Sam
Because you got
really good
AV Bullseye Sam.
Yeah.
Gives
And
you a lot
Hawkeye
of
too.
Cover. Oh yeah, Hawkeye too. Cover ignoring
Yeah.
characters. But yeah.
So we know what kind of the most popular rosters were. What were the rosters that made the cut?
The top 8?
Yeah.
It was 2 Webs, Avengers, Shield, Hellfire, Brotherhood, X-Force, and Spider-Foes.
Not X-Force, X-Men.
X-Men.
Oh, sorry, X-Men. Yeah.
Because that was Ghost.
Ghostier was playing X-Men, which surprised me that X-Men made it in the top 8. But Ghostier's a really good X-Men player.
Yeah, he is.
So
He was playing Storm Leadership too,
He was
which is interesting.
storm hopping Ultron around probably.
Yeah,
Oof.
I mean that's good. It's good.
I know a lot of the X-Men players have touted that as being kind of like the new tech. And I don't doubt it. Ultron's really good.
Yeah, he is.
You can just kind of ferry him around the board without using a movement.
Well, and like just putting him in your opponent's face is like what do? Do you daze him?
Yeah.
KO him? He Age of Ultrons? Like what?
Yeah. With cover too.
Yeah,
Or not cover, but the reroll.
the reroll. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. I like it.
He's hard to kill.
So the distribution of the actual rosters for the whole tournament was a little surprising, but the top 8 rosters maybe not so much.
I'm surprised the Spider-Foes roster got in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I would say I don't know. I don't know which one surprises me more. Probably X-Men,
Yeah.
just as an affiliation. But since Ghostier was playing it, it's not as surprising.
So that's more the player than the affiliation.
Kinda, yeah. Like I would not have expected X-Men to make it to top 8. And I'm with David on that too. Like the Spider-Foes is a little surprising. Not, I mean, they're solid, but there's nothing like stand out about them. The Brotherhood thing, like the Brotherhood's
I mean, Brotherhood's been
they're
good.
pretty good.
They're
Like
good. Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're S tier or whatever, but
They still do the
they're
thing.
they can make it top 8 for sure.
Yeah.
They've got good scenario play for sure.
But I guess that's part of the question now is we're trying to figure out what if there is anything that's S tier. And I know we talked before that post CGR that Web Warriors might be kind of sneaky best affiliation, and now we've got 2.
Yeah, I mean, we've got proof, right?
Mm-hmm. And I think we saw that even in the Big Beef Beatdown too, didn't we?
Hellfire.
No, it was Hellfire
Yeah,
that
it
time
was
around because round 4 was the last round because I love long tournaments just because they are fun, but as an organizer, I love it when there is an undefeated by round 4, so that way I can go home early.
Yeah.
But the surprise there was four out of 4 players, 3 of them were Hellfire.
Okay.
For the final semifinals.
Yeah,
or whatever?
in the last round.
The last
In
round.
the finals.
Oh, that's right.
The 2 top tables or whatever.
Yeah, the 2 top tables. It was 3 Hellfire and 1 Wakanda.
Whereas at Adepticon we had 0 Hellfire in the cut.
No, there's 1 Hellfire.
Yeah, Aaron.
Aaron.
Oh, that's right.
Aaron.
That's right.
He was semifinals.
To be honest, I was surprised to not see Wakanda there.
Yeah, I feel like Wakanda's kind of underrepresented at every tournament.
Agreed.
I think they're really good, but for whatever reason, people aren't playing them as much. Not sure why.
Right now, they've
Not
got
sure why either.
6 solid models.
Well, and
let
I
me
did
do that math
see
again.
that,
6 solid models.
They have Spirit.
It's Spirit.
Well, and that too, yeah. So it's not like their model count is bad. It's not like they're at
There's
this
a lot
point
of
their
good
tactics. Yeah, their tactics cards are not bad anymore.
Spirit's literally the best tempo play in the game right now.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It surprises me that they didn't make top 8.
Maybe the rival pack cost is scaring people off.
Maybe.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't
But
really
even
need
then-
them though.
No, you
No,
don't.
you don't really.
So instead, you have 5 really good characters. You still get Spirit because, like, why would you not take M'Baku
Right.
in a Wakanda list?
M'Baku's just good.
A lot of the tempo, I feel like a lot of the players who are using it for the tempo are using it for scenario tempo.
Yeah.
So
it's really
they'll
good.
take OG Panther or something.
Yeah.
They're not even bothering with. A lot of them don't even have King in their list.
Well, like, King's he's a little weird. Like, I think he's good, but like at 5 threats, like what is he doing exactly? I mean, he's good at attrition, but
He's
like, is that what you want?
He's mushroom stamping people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, he can move people too, but like his move is a little less reliable because you got to be with it outside the two, and like it just gets weird. And it's a pull towards, so that, I mean, it's still good, but
Yeah, I mean he's good at what he does.
he is. He's definitely good at what he does.
I feel like a lot of people are playing like a scenario based Wakanda, which is good.
It's good, and like I can understand playing it. I feel like you could do both with Wakanda now. Like no problem.
You definitely can, yeah.
You definitely
And
can.
because you just, instead of, if you want to go kill Kanda, you go with M'Baku over
Yeah.
King T'Challa, but you play King T'Challa in M'Baku.
Yeah.
Well, Killmonger, like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Killmonger's good.
There's just-
And
they have a lot of
Panther's still killing you.
Oh, he's super killing.
He's still
still,
killing.
absolutely. It just, if we're going for the super punch, I would take King T'Challa in that situation, if threat allowed for it.
yeah, I was gonna say it's probably more up to the threat value than anything.
Yeah, I would say minimum 18 threat if I wanted to play with King T'Challa.
How many Wakanda rosters overall were there at Adepticon?
I think 4.
Wow.
Let me check.
That seems
didn't they have?
4.
That's
They
really
had
low.
the highest win percentage, right? Wakanda.
Did
Well, I mean,
It's weird.
it's a number,
Yeah.
yes, but it's
It
also
is-
like
it's weird. It's
that
weird.
might be a sample size thing.
yeah, I feel as though that's a more sample size thing.
But I mean, out of 54 players, it's still.
How many? Which affiliations had no representation? I mean, I can guess a couple of them.
Winter Guard
unaffiliated
and Winter Guard
Winter Guard had nobody. Wow,
Yeah,
that
Winter
does
Guard and
surprise me a
and
little
Weapon
bit.
X.
and Weapon X.
That
There was a
doesn't surprise me.
Dormammu, which is
There was a Dormammu and a Sentinel.
That's what I
and
was.
a Sentinels.
One of each.
Wow.
I am.
One Hydra.
I am so proud.
Uh-huh.
That makes my Winter
Who played
Guard hurt.
Sentinel? What are the Sentinels?
Sad.
What does that even look like?
Let me guess. Cassandra Nova, Sentinel Prime, a Sentinel, and there's probably a Bucky in there.
I bet it's a Taskmaster.
Oh,
it
I
might
forgot
be
about
Taskmaster.
Taskmaster.
Yeah, as someone who still wants
Oh, it's a Convo Sentinels roster. Hold
Hmm.
on.
Oh, well, that's
so it's
interesting.
got 2 Mark IVs, Prime, Ultron 2, Ancient One Wong, Magic, Voodoo, Strange, Soul Strange, and Mordo. Interesting.
No Nova.
No Nova and no Sorcerer Supreme in Convocation,
Wow.
Interesting.
which is I don't know.
What they take for Crisis?
Infinity, Cosmic Invasion, Deadly Meteors, and Cubes, Montesi, Paranoia. Their crises are all over the place.
I wonder what that breakdown was between playing Sentinels and playing Convocation.
Yeah,
That is an interesting mix.
It is definitely interesting. Huh, interesting. I like it.
Well,
So
on
good.
behalf of Fluffy Marvel Hearts everywhere, thank you for playing Sentinels.
Yes. Thank you for trying.
Well, that certainly does my heart good, seeing the big Stompy boys get in play.
Yeah, you do have a soft spot for that.
and they went 2-2.
Hey,
2-2.
Wow.
Yeah, they went 2-2.
that's
That's
respectable.
respectable. Yeah.
Well, did they go 2-2 as Sentinels, or did they go?
So they
did
played.
they play 2 Convocation games and win those, and play 2 Sentinels games and lose
They
those?
played all Sentinels games.
Wow, that's very impressive.
Big
Yeah.
ups.
Kudos to you.
Big
That's
ups.
Pretty
Sentinel player.
good.
Aaron Franklin knows what he needs to do now.
Well, and
You
the
called him out
he
last
beat
episode.
he beat Jeremy Constance.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. He's doing stuff.
I guess the real question is, was Jeremy Constance playing Dormammu?
I don't know what he was.
Because if he's playing Dormammu, then it's like, well,
I think
Jeremy was definitely there just to roll dice.
I think he's been playing Malekith lately.
Oh, good for him.
Sentinels Dormammu would easily be the best looking game on the table, though.
he
You
played.
have all
He
the
played
size
Defenders.
fives.
Heck yeah.
He played
Oh,
Defenders.
He
okay.
played Defenders.
Okay.
Oh.
Nice.
Could you fit all the Sentinels and Dormammu in the list? That's what, 13? No, you couldn't do it.
Mm.
It'd be 21.
Mm-hmm. This is Sentinels under Dormammu.
You should get a discount on that second MK4.
Yeah.
That
Piece
would
of
make him
shit.
cool.
They
That would
are.
make him really cool, though. I think
Yeah,
that'd be
make
great-
the
that'd be a
second
cool
one 3
concept.
That actually, I'm still not sure it'd be worth it.
Yeah, it's still not good.
I never said worth it. I just said cool.
Woo! I get a cheaper Sentinel. Still a piece of
Get
shit.
a cheaper piece of garbage model. Let's go.
Would they be worth 1 threat if it's continued to stack?
I think they actually would be good at 3 threat.
If they were both of them were 3 threat.
Just if MK4 was 3 threat, I think like
Playing 15 threat with 5 sentinels, that would be really cool.
well,
Because if it continued to make it cheaper and cheaper for each one,
Oh yeah.
if they allowed you to take up to 4.
yeah.
But you're talking about just changing them to 3 threats.
No, I was extrapolating in my head like if they were just 3 threat from getting a discount for their second one to just being flat 3. Because Patrick said he doesn't even know if it would be good at 3, but I mean he was joking obviously, but
Not really.
Listen,
Not really.
we found out pretty early that sentinels, you play them just because you play them,
Yes.
not necessarily for how great they are.
their spender hits hard though.
It
Yeah,
does.
It can.
The Prime is solid. He's not
Prime is
terrible.
Prime's very playable. He's even playable in
I'll-
other affiliations.
But if I want to play a turret, I'll play a turret that actually does more than that too. And his name is Ultron.
yeah. Although
And he comes with 2 turrets.
having new Ultron in Sentinels is interesting.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No.
It's not a bad play. I don't hate that.
I like robots.
Well, it's definitely thematic. Although I get the feeling Ultron would not get along with Sentinels.
Maybe he's controlling the Sentinels and they just don't know.
That actually makes more sense.
Like just infected them with a virus.
That actually makes
like-
more sense because they are kind of wanting to do the same thing.
Yeah,
He's
Ultron
like-
just wants
he's-
all humans. Sentinels just want some
You're
humans.
just more specific.
Which Ultron can work with. He can work with that.
A robin is a bird. A bird is not a robin. Potato.
Yeah.
As long as
It's all semantics.
as long as we're
Let's
killing
go kill them
everybody.
Hueys.
Yeah.
It's fine by me.
So, what other surprises did we see from sort of following along?
I want to look at the actual like character breakdown a little more. Hold on.
Oh, shocker. Bill taking the most.
Yeah, Bill is good. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems a little.
It is pretty wild that the most popular, most commonly taken character is a 4 threat.
Yeah.
I make a 4 threat good enough.
I guess.
I mean, look at Voodoo.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And Cat, like Black Cat, I mean, I know she's a 3 threat, but she's a good example too before her nerf.
Do we have the?
Even
I'm
after
still-
a nerf.
I was about to say, I'm still not convinced that was a nerf on Black Cat.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I'm
We'll
not
use that
gonna-
term
Listen.
lightly.
I heard millions of Web Warriors players scream when Cat Steel turned into an action,
That is
and then immediately took their scream back when they realized, oh wait, she's better. Okay.
Yeah.
so. Do we have the kind of the top 10 most taken characters? Have we got that data?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was saying the Deadpool. So it's Bill, Cat, Hulk, Rhino, Zemo, Bullseye, Toad, Deadpool, Dynamo, Cable. Like that's not
Deadpool.
terrible. The Deadpool one, yeah.
Man, that's
Deadpool was taken 11 times.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
there were 8 X-Force rosters. So.
even so. That's
I
when
think Deadpool's good.
I mean, he's an Avenger too, so and there
Yeah.
are a lot of Avenger players.
just when did we ever
Yeah.
think that we'd ever see Deadpool in the top 10?
Well, yeah. I mean, he definitely needed the changes that he got.
He definitely had a glow up, that's for sure.
Yeah, he did.
Also, an original core set model still making the top 10.
Yeah, Zemo.
That is
I'm still amazed that Zemo has like completely dodged any nerfs.
I'm not though, honestly, because looking at his card, it's a. Don't get me wrong,
He's
Zemo
good.
is super good for a 3 threat,
He's-
super solid, but it's not like he's game breaking anything.
I would listen to a conversation about he's the best designed character in the game.
I mean,
He's
I can-
stood the test of time.
he's good.
He's never felt oppressive, but he's always felt really super useful. And I mean, since day one, he's been an option, and here he is at a major event, and he's a top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For a while there, he kind of fell off. Nobody was using him.
Yeah.
I don't know
Just
why.
like shiny,
Thinking about it,
newer
Just
shiny.
shiny new
I
stuff.
guess
Yeah.
new shiny is the thing.
But then people started realizing they could plug it back into
Mhm.
all
Yeah.
kinds of rosters.
I mean, a 3-threat that gives rerolls has a
A
charge.
long move
A long
charge
move
is
charge.
stupid.
Stupid good.
It's just ridiculous.
Him and Sam.
It's
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
He's on the cusp of like he's right there.
Yeah.
He's edging on being too good.
Yeah.
Well, it does kind of seem like a lot of the stuff that's out now has redounded to his benefit. Like the new stuff in the game has helped him out. You know, like
Yeah.
different leaderships that can help him do his stuff better. It just seems like, but again, I think that maybe goes back to the fact that he's just a really, really, really well
He's
designed.
a really well designed character. He's
Him
very-
and two-threat widow.
I think Two
Yeah.
Threat Rose.
She's
I think
the
she's
only
underrated.
model.
I think she's underrated.
Yeah. Oh no, I guess Doc Ock. He hasn't been touched, but who plays Doc Ock?
Was there any character from the new core set that was in the top 10?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
That's interesting.
No. Nobody that
I was a little thinking about that.
Well,
I'm
and
surprised New Ultron wasn't. In the top
nobody
10.
that's gotten released in the past year is in the top.
Yeah, the newest release is Bill.
Rhino?
Rhino was January of last year. Bill was February of
Okay,
last year.
yeah.
Okay.
So Ultron was 19th. He was the top.
Wow.
He was the top played.
Ultron 2?
Yeah, he was the top played new core.
What
Model.
was?
Yeah,
what
because
was-
Tony was 18. OG Tony was 18.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That's another character. That's another original core box character that's still super well designed.
No,
well, they
fixed it.
updated him.
Oh, that's
too,
true. That's
though.
Yeah,
you're
his
right.
Friday AI got cheaper.
That's
Which,
and-
I mean, that
was
makes
it.
it good.
That's
yeah.
right.
yeah,
I
that was
forgot
it.
about that.
But that's all that was needed at
Yeah.
that point.
I forgot about that. So, who was the next most popular new core model after Tyrant Ultron?
Invincible Iron Man at
Yeah.
24.
Okay, that
Taken 6 times. New Ultron was taken 7 times.
So, I would guess that's mainly for Shield players.
Yes.
Shield
For sure.
and maybe.
I think there were other people who were
Avenger.
running.
Avengers.
There were 5 Shield players, so you can bet your ass that all 5 of them had him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then with all the Avengers,
he's the best Shield character, I think.
ooh,
Uh-oh. Ooh, David with his hot take here.
I mean, besides Thanos.
It's a hot take.
Well,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. I was about to say, besides
But-
Thanos.
that's a whole discussion with initiative, but I mean, I like Commandos a lot, but
I think it's top 3, right?
yeah,
It's like Fury, Commandos,
This is- and-
Junior, Senior, and Iron Man?
and Iron Man,
Probably.
yeah. Iron Man's leadership is just, I mean, it's Panther's leadership, but it's just for some reason with Shield, it's just so good. Their characters just make
Well,
so
I
good
mean,
use of it.
What, like,
Yeah.
Shield, how many rerolls did they have before Tony?
None.
That's my point.
I mean, I
That's
guess
all
the
they
grunts,
needed.
But I mean,
The grip.
grunts-
Whatever.
Grunts gap.
They
do the
yeah,
thing.
they gat, but like, you know, in most circumstances, a stiff breeze kills them. So
Yeah, like that. I just think that like Tony's just Invincible Iron Man's good. He's good. His that $1 billion punch is actually really freaking good. People don't realize that they can throw size 3. I think it throws medium.
yeah, size 3 medium, I believe.
it allows him to reposition too.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and he can place somewhere. He can basically turn it into a throw any direction because he
Yeah.
can place anywhere he wants to and throw you.
Mhm.
He actually between his superpowers and his attacks, he has a pretty cool little kit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
I
kid
would
is
say.
very neat.
it's cool.
Like he's got the ultimate like nuke laser with the counting double wilds. He's got the
Double
like,
crits.
or sorry, yes,
Double crits,
Double
yeah.
crits. He's got the like we were talking the $1 billion punch. He's got the push attack.
Yeah,
He's got damage reduction. Yada yada. He's got a cool kit
he's got.
and he's got good cards.
I'm glad they kept his builder similar to Mini Bulk.
I love how his is right between Hulkbuster and
And
original
OG.
Gen-
Yeah, 'cause,
OG
like,
Tony. Because
he's
it's 5 dice,
5 dice,
push any size, and he gains a power.
and he
which is
gains
cool.
a power
Which is cool.
always.
That's
Which
cool.
I
And
love
that is actually in all my games with Shield. That has actually been really clutch because there's a lot of times where it's like, oh, I didn't do any damage, but hey, I still gain a power. Cool. Like
You give it a reroll.
I got the push and I gain a power.
Yeah.
Here we go.
and you're
I'm
giving out a
sure you
reroll. But yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
So we saw Guardians take a big fall, and it kind of seemed like Wakanda is sort of floating out there. Is there anybody else in terms of affiliations that we think have underperformed or are surprisingly underused?
I thought Inhumans might be a little higher, but it's kind of hard with Inhumans.
I feel like Inhumans is always kind of
They're
underplayed.
yeah.
They're not represented much.
No, and I wish they were, but I can first thing that I think of is their roster's interesting.
It is.
Their affiliation list is very interesting.
The first thing I think of is that shitty TV show.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that was a shitty TV show.
I actually think it's the same.
Deuce's stupid CGI hair.
I
So terrible.
But I actually think that's legit. Like, if you said who are the most popular of all of the different MCP characters, my guess is Inhumans are way down the list.
Yeah.
And I think that is I think that has a legitimate reason why they're not played as much.
Yeah.
They have an oddball kind of roster too.
Yeah, their
Like
their
a-
roster's interesting because when they first came out, just like any other affiliation, most of them only had 4 models, and it's like, well, of course you're going to start with the first 4. Why wouldn't you? And then as they slowly came out, the next one was Beast was added to them because Beast came out before Inhumans were a thing. And then Quicksilver was added to them. Ronan was added to them. So they have they're a lovable misfits, but not the actual lovable misfits. It's just a weird combination of characters, and they did a really great job keeping that in line with the comics, but they're all doing different things
they
to
do
not
a
help
lot.
each other.
They do a lot of different
And that's
things.
I think that's on the competitive end, if you're, not a big fan of the comics or you just never read them or whatever the case is, being a competitive player, it just seems like their roster's weird and they don't mesh with each other very well.
And they haven't had a new model added since Ms. Marvel?
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
They've been kind of left out in the cold. Along
Yeah.
with Combo.
I mean, Bolt got the glow up.
Right.
Yeah, Bolt.
He's basically a new model.
Bolt is good. Bolt is good.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think, some things stayed the same.
That guy got pectoral implants.
yeah. He just got everything. Everything he needed.
Got that fucking dick surgery.
Yeah.
So what all what can we say that we've taken away from this year's Adepticon? It's the game's changed a lot in this calendar year, and I think we're really still trying to process it. So now we've had a couple of data points, one big data point. What do we think that we've learned about how things have changed now post Adepticon?
I mean, I think a lot of people's views on the meta were confirmed.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, we had Hellfire and Webs representing almost half of the top 8.
And they were, good, right?
And then we had Vince, who's a very good player, and Nate, who's a very good player. You can't count them out from getting into a top 8 no matter what they're playing.
Right.
And then Alex Botts is a very good player.
Was he the one who played Brotherhood at LVO? Who was the other guy who was in the top 4 with Brotherhood? That wasn't Bots, was
No, I don't think that was. No, that wasn't Bots.
Who he played Mystique roster? No Magneto.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who that was. It wasn't Alex Botts. Alex Botts hasn't been playing MCP super long time, I don't think. I think he started. The first time I heard about Alex Botts was when he was last year. He was playing a Malekith list before the Malekith nerf.
Okay.
And he was performing really well. I can't remember what tournament I heard his name first, but ever since then he's been doing well at tournaments he's been in. And then Avengers was up there. The only one that was weird was like I said, the Spider Foes.
Yeah, that was probably the weirdest one in my opinion too. Like I'm very curious. As nothing against the player
Is
themselves.
Goblin and Ock in that roster?
Goblin and Ock 1.
No,
Oh,
Ock
so-
Oh,
two.
sorry, both Ox.
Okay.
Both
Okay.
Ocks. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they
but
plans.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm curious.
Is extracts for? Are they like the high
Hammer
scoring?
Montesi aliens. No, it's
Huh.
Killy.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm curious. Like nothing against the player. Obviously, they did their dues and got to the top 8.
Were they running any jank with Ock? With Ock's leadership? Anybody weird? Ultron, I saw.
Ultron.
Oh, Soldier. Soldier's pretty good.
I mean, I don't know how much jank you can do with his leadership, but
Is that
I mean-
new Bucky?
Yeah.
no, old Bucky.
Oh.
Or yeah, OG Bucky. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he does the bleed, right? Because he can. Right? No, what am I thinking of?
That- Are you thinking of Strucker?
Yeah, I'm thinking of Strucker. Never
Okay.
mind.
Yeah, Ock just takes stuff off.
He takes them off.
I mean, foes have like
he can pass. He can pass it. He can pass it off.
yeah, foes have a good core with like Lizard and
Rhino. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's good, but they don't do anything outstanding. They don't do anything unique or
No, they don't.
overpowered. Like they're
I mean-
just like it's not something like they're solid, but I don't think they're like a top tier
They're bullies,
team.
just like in the comics. They bullied 17-year-old Peter Parker.
Yeah,
That's all they do.
They do have a lot of medium mover medium bases.
They do.
Yeah,
They are very fast models.
They're all about that base.
Yeah, and they have a lot of size 3s.
Yeah, they do.
Feels
Yeah.
like we're about to get a whole bunch more Spider Foes with the new releases too.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope it elevates Spider Foes to be played more and be more successful at tournaments.
I'm assuming
For sure.
one of those guys is gonna have a leadership.
No, I don't expect
You don't
any
think
of them.
you
to
don't
have a
think you don't
leadership.
think Vulture will have a leadership?
Nope, I don't think Vulture will have a leadership. I mean, looking back at it, like through the comics and just like
Yeah,
TV shows,
maybe.
Vulture wasn't ever really much of a leader of the Sinister Six, let alone.
Well, no, not definitely not Sinister Six.
Yeah,
but, like,
so it's I don't expect any of them to have a leadership. I would love to see Shocker be a 2 threat, but I don't think that'll happen because they're all on medium bases, and I don't expect a 2 threat on a medium base.
I don't either.
I just don't think they're doing 2 threats anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think they
I
are.
think they're avoiding.
which is a crime. But
At Adepticon, the professional casual guy was asking Will about like how they balance like low threat and high threat, and they were talking about 2s, and I was kind of expecting Will to say like we're not planning on making 2s anymore, but he kind of danced around that a little bit. But
What
Good
did he
old-
say?
Will fashion,
he's like they're harder to balance.
Yeah,
which is fair. I understand that. Like, we've got the best 2 threat, which at this point I could say is probably.
it's Toad.
I think it's Toad just barely in comparison to Bullseye. Bullseye's a
good, too.
really good 2 threat, but he was a 3 threat originally, so they
Yeah,
got to redo
that's
him
fair.
essentially.
That's fair.
But if
He was like one of the worst 3 threats right?
yeah, he was
At
so
the time he got
And then-
rebalanced.
like
So
who's the worst
good.
2 threat then at that point? Like it's so hard to say because like you could
Like-
Wong could be an argument.
No, Wong is.
Could I said could
No.
depending
He,
on
I mean, there are people who say that Wong is terrible.
and that's
There's
I'm
no
not
way.
I'm not
Well,
saying
he's
he
really
is.
good.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he
They're
could
wrong.
be
They're wrong.
They're wrong.
depending
They're
on
wrong.
what you're thinking.
I mean, it's probably Bob.
that's just what I was
because
going to say.
It's Bob. He's
Bob's, although he's still good, but
He's got
still
that
good.
weird never
like, he's
die
so
thing.
gimmicky.
He is.
Bob is probably the worst.
It hurts me to say it, but Rocket might be the worst.
Hell no.
Rocket's
No?
really
Hell
good.
no.
Badger would take that spot fashion.
I would say, I would say Honey Badger maybe, but I think she's still probably better than Bob. I don't know. That's a hard one.
But
Bob is
my whole
Bob's
point with
Bob.
those
Yeah, Bob.
look at those
They're all
2
good.
models. Toad is exceptionally better than Bob. Leaps and bounds
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
And they're both 2 threats. Don't you think they should be able to do the same thing?
or
No.
like
or
in the same
essentially in that same
ballpark.
ballpark.
Well,
They have different tasks that they do, yes, and that like I get that point. But comparing threat values, there's a reason why Viper's never taken as a 3 threat. She's absolute garbage.
I mean, the statistics bear out. I think every top 10 character list I've seen has had Toad in it.
Yeah.
I think that just the community bears out the fact that Toad's
Toad is really
the
good.
best 2-threat.
Yeah, without a doubt. Will saying that it's hard to balance 2 threats, it makes 100% sense why he would say that and why they're not making 2 threats.
And yet we keep getting 6 and 7 threats.
Yeah.
Or
Which are also
2023, the year of 4s. It was like every other model. No, it was more than every other model.
Yeah,
was
there's a
4 threat.
lot of
a
4s.
lot of 4 threats.
There's still a lot of 4 threats.
Feels like that's their new standard.
Yeah.
The new core box kind of showed you that.
Yeah.
4 is the new 3.
Yeah.
Because there was Spectacular.
and
Who's
Soldier.
Crossbones.
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 Oh, that's
Those are
right.
the
So there were
only
2
two.
3 threats, and then
Right,
there
yeah,
was
that's
either
right.
4 or 5s.
Yep. And there's no 2 threat.
There's no
No,
2
yeah,
threat.
no 2
And they
threat.
bumped up to the 5s.
Yeah.
And like so far with the releases,
And then
that have
everybody else
come
is
out
4s.
this year, we've gotten 2 5 threats, and 4 4 threats, and 2 3 threats.
Yeah.
Yeah, what, Kitty and
Iceman.
Kitty
Iceman.
Iceman.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
kind of moving in that same direction.
I fully expect Gwennaman probably and
I bet Scarlet.
I bet
They'll
I
be
bet
4
they'll be
threats.
4s.
Yeah. Scarlet Spider's a 4 for sure.
Yeah.
And
bet,
like
I bet
foes, the foe box, I think might have a better chance of having
3s.
3s. I would
Yeah.
expect
Oh.
Vulture and Shocker to be 3s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Electro to be a 4, Sandman will be a 5.
Sandman will be cool. I'm interested to see how his mechanic works with his
Well, the back
constructs.
of the box said they are sand grunts.
Yeah, he came with 2 grunts, so I'm very interested in how that
I
works.
hope to God they don't make those things characters
Yeah.
because
Oof, that'll
there's
be
gonna
tough
be
for
so
those
much
activation
jank.
tokens.
Well, it's gonna be so much jank.
Oh yeah.
Just like it's like
I don't know,
everybody's
I would-
gonna be playing Commandos.
I
So
would
got your
assume
back.
they're
grunts.
I assume they're grunts.
If they're actually characters.
Are characters though, because grunts are all grunts are characters.
Ooh, it's gonna be. Oh, that's gonna be stupid. Like, I don't even. The whole conversation with convocation, right? Like, if his grunts are characters, he could just kill them to get books back. That's gonna be stupid.
And Will's complaining about 2 threats being hard to
That's
balance.
gonna be. Just don't make them characters. As long as they're not characters.
I'll guarantee you they'll be characters.
The fact that there's
unfortunately.
2 of them is kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of a red flag for me. Something's got to be. They can't just make 2 grunts that do normal grunt stuff.
Yeah,
right?
they
Yeah.
can't.
No,
There's no way.
They probably don't really
That's-
do much other than just make Sandman be able to do things.
Yeah.
But it's clearly they're not. I mean, it's clearly a different model than like Magneto's constructs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't
Mhm.
use the construct.
I mean, they're not going to.
So, I mean, like, if we're gonna assume they're gonna be grunts, do they have health pools? Like, what the hell does that even mean?
I guess we're going to
We'll
find
see.
out.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
find
see.
out. I'm excited for
We'll
it.
see.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully we
It's gonna be.
we get a
weird
good
mechanic.
model out of it. Because
I
yeah,
hope
foes,
so. I hope so. That
They-
Sandman looks super cool. Sandman looks super cool.
We don't need another Shadow King.
no,
no, we don't need another shadow.
all those models look great. I'm excited for all of them. Shocker's the only one that I'm like, yeah, whatever.
I mean,
He's
but it's
Shocker.
Shocker. It's Shocker.
I am irrationally excited.
You
For
just
Shocker.
gotta go around and be like, I'm the Shocker. I'm
Like
the
my
Shocker.
level of excitement is like Sandman 100%, Electro 100%, Vulture 99%, Shocker 98%. My excitement for all of them is through the roof, but
I'm just. The only thing I'm not excited for is to get Vulture assembled and then have him immediately break because he's just on
his
one
wings.
little.
His perch looks so stupid.
That's
Got
going
to
to
do
be.
something with that. I
Yeah,
think.
I'm already figuring out how to fix that.
They just like to put just the toes of a model on a thing. Like,
I think they
Can-
just. I think
can
they
we
just
go
like.
with the ballerina routine here?
I think they just like thinking that they're gonna make you buy another one.
because I mean, how many other web warriors are like that? Spider Woman's
Ghost
like
Rider
that.
like that.
Yeah, exactly.
it's Ghost
Venom?
Spider,
yeah, yeah.
Whoa,
Freaking
Moon
Spider
Knight.
Woman.
Don't
Oh,
forget
Moon Knight.
him. He's not like that.
That's true.
Cat. Cat's
I-
like
Cats like that. Daredevil's like
that.
that.
Yeah,
I think all of them are like that, except Venom and Moon Knight.
yeah.
Pretty
'cause
much.
I would throw ASM in there too. That web connection
it's
is
weird.
garbage.
It's not good.
Agent Venom's kind of.
He's better, but not
There's-
that great.
He's got like 3 or 4 points.
He's
of
got
contact.
4 points of contact, but they're just thin.
They're just skinny. Yeah, I mean, they're all
He's
pretty.
fine. I
they're-
mean, mine has broken off
Yeah.
of his. off
They're
of
all
his
pretty fragile.
thing, but he's fine.
Okay, so any
Slap some glue on there.
any kind of closing thoughts on what we saw at Adepticon, what we learned at Adepticon, what surprised us at Adepticon, what we expect to see coming forward now that we've had Adepticon?
So watching Vince's and Aaron's game, it went to time, and it's
Chess clocks.
It's weird that big events like that aren't using chess clocks yet. I think since it's an AMG thing, they just have this like mental block about using chess clocks. I'm not sure what their deal is, but
Well, and remember the AMG events. They have that weird.
that random,
time.
which is like even worse.
Yeah,
So
It's kind of like soccer where nobody knows how much time's left except the referee.
Barely.
it's.
I don't know. I mean, they definitely have like a different outlook on the game than some of the competitive player base.
So watching that, given the fact that sort of when time was going to come wasn't really clear, did you feel like that affected the game?
I don't know if it would have turned out differently had they gotten more time.
But did you feel like as it was getting closer, could you tell that the fact that time was going to expire at some point, but we're not sure exactly when, did it feel in any way like it was affecting the play as it was going?
I couldn't tell the professional casual guys weren't making any mention of time or timer, and I wasn't really paying attention to how much time was passing in the game, so it was kind of a surprise to me when they had said, "Oh, time was just called." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Did it seem like it was a surprise to the players?
It's hard to tell because you can't see them, and you can't hear them.
Yeah, they need to mic the players.
It's hard to mic though. Like Brandon Shirley's talked about it. It's just very hard to mic at a convention or a hall.
Yeah.
Because there's so
so
much
loud,
ambient
yeah.
noise that it just sounds like crap, and there's not really a way to remedy that.
I guess.
Any other closing thoughts?
Aside from putting them in like a room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's why they have those at the Geekery.
Yeah.
They've got those couple rooms back there.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's only one, but
It still holds 2 tables.
yeah.
So any other closing thoughts on Adepticon?
It was a good turnout.
Yeah.
Seemed like
Nice to see.
I
Lots
liked
of people.
94 people, a lot of different lists, a lot of different affiliations. Seems good.
It feels like, if nothing else, it feels like with the broad selection of lists and the fact that we had a hard time figuring out who was really good, that sort of suggests that the game's in a good place.
I mean, I've been saying the game's in a good place for a while. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, it could be better, obviously, but I don't think it's a degenerate meta at all.
No.
Like, there's definitely some top dogs, for sure.
Oh, yeah, that can be said about literally any game out there.
Yeah.
About any situation, and the top dogs will be the top dogs until some clever player, like any other game, figures out how to beat them the easy way, and then it turns into the top dog's not as great, but they're still up there.
I do think it could benefit from more adjustments, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, the top ones could use a little bit of knocking down, but I mean, I think it's pretty healthy.
Yeah, me too. I'm interested that Thanos was only taken 4 times.
Yeah,
And also, can you guess which set of gems got taken more?
well, the fact that you're asking me makes me think that it's not what I'm expecting. So I'm gonna say, maybe I'm guessing myself. I'm gonna say mind space.
Mind Space was taken more.
That was
Yes.
gonna be my guess. So
I
what
was
did-
going
Reality
to guess
Space.
that too. I don't.
Reality Space is so good though.
Reality Space is very good, but what's
I think stocks are up on Mindspace because of the portal nerf.
Yeah.
kind of brings Thanos back to where he was before a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, any other closing thoughts, gentlemen? All right. Well, thanks for sticking with us, webheads. We appreciate it. please remember that you can help us out a bunch of different ways. First and foremost, sign up and subscribe. Make sure that whatever your podcast app of choice, that you're signed up and you're subscribed to get us delivered to you. Please rate and review us. That makes a big difference to help other people find us and come join the neighborhood on whatever podcatcher of choice that you've had. Get in touch with us. You can reach us on all the socials at wittybantercast.com. You can reach us by email at wittybantercast@gmail.com. And support us on Patreon, patreon.com/wittybantercast. We would love to hear your feedback. We would love to hear your comments. We would love to get some questions from you. We would love to be interacting with you. Send us your rosters. We would love to be able to get some rosters to dive in and help you be better. That's what we say at the start of every cast, is we're here to help you get better at and have more fun with your crisis protocol. So we are here as a resource for you. So please get in touch with us. Other than that, we will see you next time. Until next time, webheads, be good.